Uh-oh. Looks like Booger might be in trouble. Yeah, a grown man named Booger is in trouble. Also, we need to talk about Cam's schedule. And why do I want a Tesla? Well, let's find out. Let go!
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020, and this is episode number 162 of Barry on Deck. So much to go and get to. So much to discuss. So much to, well, talk about. And, some of it may not be to your liking, but you know what? It's gonna get weird. It maybe get a little unorthodox, I guess. But listen, we're gonna have fun. I promise you that. We always try to have a good time on the show, and we're gonna do an AMA today. Yeah, it's back, bitches. Let's do another AMA. You always know when it's a thin topic day if I throw in the AMA. So there we go. Let's do that. Hey, listen, I not in a bad mood today, except for D Mata. It's 2 fucking o'clock, Demetrius. Shut the fuck up. Literally 200 on my fucking computer, and I gotta look in the chat and see Demetrius Mata's raggedy ass. We're waiting on Barry as usual. Bitch, it's 2 o'clock. Shut the fuck up. You get to start talking shit about my promptness at 2:02, okay? Demetrius, you can't sit there and fucking tell me that you show up to work at exactly 8 a.m. every single goddamn day. You can suck it. How you guys doing? You good? We good? All right, let's get to the chat. Breaking news. Uriel Villanueva is the best deckhead for the day. Yeah, it damn sure ain't Demetrius. I complain too much about Barry being on time and his crooked-nosed motto. Fuck that guy. I'm talking about Uriel Villanueva. We got a new single-day champion in this house. It's Demetrius Mata. I need alcohol already. God damn it, Demetrius. I think I'm just not going to open the chat for like 5 minutes because the more you motherfuckers complain about me starting at 2:01, the angrier it makes me. You have no idea. All right, listen. Hey, congrats, Uriel Villanueva. You unfortunately did not get the Triple Crown. I don't know if you had the first like or not, but you were beaten to the punch by Mark G, who sent a $5 super chat. Mark, buddy, thank you for popping the cherry. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the support, but he said just love. And you know what, Mark? I love you too. You know why? Because you didn't complain about me starting late. Oh my God damn it. Let's do the chat, shall we? Let's get the chat in. We got Uriel Villanueva. Jeff Bell is in the building. Love me some Jeff Bell. D Mata was third. Raggedy bitch. That's what you get. He even said he camped on it. Good. I'm glad you didn't get it now. Oh, look who else was late. Huh? You weren't even first in the chat and you're bitching about me starting at 2:00:58? Kiss my ass. Hey, Mark G, I got already. Let's see. Francisco, we got to start this over. Too much complaining. Francisco Bark is in the building. Gregor Vega Jr., I hope you're feeling better, buddy. For real. Put the switch down and get some rest. Keith Sager is here. Eric Elman's in the building. Fidel Limon is here. Jesus Perez, what's up, player? My sweet Donna, how are you, baby girl? I got Alan Denson in the building. Truck driver Pookie, what up, player? We miss you in fantasy. Who else? Brandon Martinez still made it, still going strong, still batting 1,000. PK is in the building. What up, girl? You know, I almost wore a shirt just for you, but I'm gonna rock that shit tomorrow because, you know, Whisker Wednesday. Rick C is in the building. Steven Lil Uzi Vert with his weather forecast. Current conditions at BiffNet World headquarters, 71 degrees, dew point 57 degrees, mostly cloudy, 40% chance Barry can use the giant Reese's box as a prosthetic when the diabetes takes his leg. Let's discuss that just for a second, shall we? If you missed it, Nora got me this little bad boy right here, over my shoulder, right over there. You see that? That little Reese's thing? Nora got me that for Christmas because she knows Daddy has a weak spot for Reese's peanut butter cups. And literally, she got me some badass work boots for the yard because mine had holes in them and my socks got wet and when I weed eated the ditches, and it's a whole thing. But that might have been the greatest gift of all. Now, yesterday on the show, we discussed me sitting down and trying. There's 18 packs of Reese's peanut butter cups, 2 to a pack. There are 36 full-size Reese's peanut butter cups in that not little, it's tall, it's like 3 foot tall, in that package right there. You like my package? Here's what I said I would do. I said that I would sit down and see how many I could eat in a row. And House was like, you should film it. And I was like, that's genius. And then last night, I had a better idea. How about if I just stream it live? Yeah! And then PK was like, I'll do a shot for every pack you eat. There's 18 in there, PK. You might die of alcohol poisoning because you don't get these chins fucking around and not eating candy all the time. Now, here's the thing. So I'm going to stream me trying to eat 18 packs of Reese's, 36 Reese's peanut butter cups live this Saturday on my Twitch. Now, I don't have my Twitch up. I guess I can put it on the screen here. If you don't know where my Twitch is, it's twitch.tv/Barry is funny. So let's, here, look, I can switch to typo cam because, you know, there's probably going to be some goddamn typos, of course. Here's where you can find me on Twitch. Let me add that to the screen. There it goes. We'll put that right up there. That's nice. That looks good, right? Doesn't it? Yes. All right, so go follow me on Twitch if you have not already. And I'm going to do that live on the interweb. So I might actually vomit live on my Twitch stream. So I'm going to do it live, and then obviously I'm going to record it and chop it up and put it on YouTube as well. But this Saturday, January, what is that? The 2nd? What is Saturday? January the 2nd. So Saturday, January 2nd, probably about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock. I don't know when yet. I'm going to do this live. Now, Nora has kind of given me her blessing. This is what she said. You shouldn't do it on Saturday. You should do it before the new year. You don't want to start your new year off with diabetes. So she wanted me to do it like tomorrow or Thursday. And I'm just not prepared for that yet. I've got to get my mind right. If I'm going to try to eat 36 Reese's peanut butter cups, which if we're being honest, I'm a little worried that there may be like some sort of, you know, if for every pack I said I would eat, PK said she would do a shot, which is ridiculous, right? If she took 18 shots, that she could probably get alcohol poisoning. And what I'm curious is there a possibility of me getting chocolate poisoning? Is that should I Google chocolate poisoning? Because I don't know if that's real. I don't know why I keep saying like chocolate poisoning. Let's see. Chocolate poisoning. Oh, in dogs. So apparently dogs can get poisoned. Yes, chocolate is toxic to dogs. So theobromine poisoning, which is theobromine poisoning, also informally called chocolate poisoning, is an overdosage reaction to the xanthine alkaloid theobromine found in chocolate, tea, cola beverages, and some other foods. Oh, shit. So I bet what that means is I shouldn't be drinking soda all day. I'm going to have to drink water before I try to eat 18 Reese's peanut butter cups. So let me close that. That's what's going down. It's going to happen, you guys. It's certainly going to happen this weekend. Now, I didn't get to the rest of the chat. Let's finish that up. Jen is here. Christopher Reyes is here. Terrence J's in the building. Total Dallas. The Reverend Lord Chris Householder. Francisco Abarca. SVG is here. Awake Reaper is in the building. Matt Poche. Chris Davis. D-Mata, you jerk. Marcia, what's up, girl? How are you, sweetie? Who else? Pink Valkyrie. It was good to see Pink Valkyrie running with the fellas on Warzone last night. That was pretty cool. We got P. Jones, I said already. I think that's it. Stephen Luther is in the building. What's up, Stephen? He said, how's everyone? We're good. Not a COVID cough. Wasn't a COVID cough, I hope. We need to talk about COVID today, and we will. We'll talk about COVID in the workplace. Next hour. Who else is here? Riley. What's up, Riley Delisandre? I think that's... Oh, wow. What up, player? PK said, I'm in for 18 shots. PK, there's no way you could do 18 shots. Is there? Is there? No way. She said, I'm German and I'm Irish. I can take it. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys... How many do you think I could eat? So it's a regular size pack. There's 2 to a pack. How many of those Reese's do you think I can eat? Brandon Martinez says, no way he gets past 10 packages. I know Brandon for sure loves to eat big packages. That's a fact. So it'll happen. Side-by-side stream live. After 8 p.m., please. Why? Good luck, B. I hope you have a big cup of coffee with you to balance it out. Ooh, yeah, let's see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Nora is smart. What's the world record? Oh, that's a good question. What is the world record? Let's go to typing cam. Because we're fancy. I still get confused. What is the world record for eating Reese's peanut butter cups? The world record. Oh, holy shit. Professional eater Peter Zerwinski ate, it's not a COVID cough, ate 30 Reese's peanut butter cups in 2 minutes and 57.36 seconds. What? Swallowed my spit wrong. You ever do that? Excuse me. Where you get like spit in your throat? Blah. This is crazy. There's recordsetter.com, which has Reese's peanut butter world records. So somebody named Tay Star stacked 30 Reese's peanut butter cups on a single Reese's peanut butter cup. Okay, that's interesting. 30. Let me tell you what. There's 36 of that pack. So if I eat all 36 of those, I don't know if that's the world record, but this dude ate 30 in 2 minutes and change, almost 3 minutes. No way I'm doing that. I'm not going for speed here. I'm going for volume. So, not happening. Yeah, I know, G-Man. But I am not eating for speed. Nope. Not happening. What's up, White Magic? Not happening. Not a thing. I'm going to see how many I can eat. Maybe throwing up. Barry, it's not making it past 12 without throwing up. So you don't think I can eat 12 packages or 12 Reese's peanut butter cups? What is this? You guys have an idea. I don't even see the idea. What's the point? What's going on in the chat? I like how you guys are deciding things for me. No. Is this a starting a pot to see who gets who's accurate? Hey, thank you, Cowboy Travis. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm working on that old Two-shot now. What? Who's fancy? Everyone. Okay, so here we go. My bookie like Raheel. No. Everyone puts $2 on a number and time will be the tiebreaker. Okay. So you're going to have 1 through 30? Well, that's not really fair. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, y'all should do like squares. No, that wouldn't be good. I don't know. I'm going to have to see. Can I get in on that? What's up, Rachel Jones? We are betting on you. Okay. Yeah. So are we doing packs or are we doing Reese's peanut butter cups? There's 18 packs. There's 36 peanut butter cups because I'm good at math. So which one are you going to do? Are you going to do packs or are you going to do cups? That's the first question. The second question is, no, that's not a bet, D Mata, you asshole. I don't know why you're being such a dick, but I don't like it. I feel like you need to go fuck yourself. Jerk. Okay, so we're doing each cup. I like it. No, if you're random, that sucks. That sucks. But here's the problem, though. What if 2 people pick the same number? That's also part of the problem. Yeah, I agree with you, Brady. You got to do it by cups. No, you can't do play-by-play. No, we're not doing this. Oh. Time is the tiebreaker. Okay, I like it. Closest without going over? Is it closest without going over? I'm curious. This will be good. So, I'm going to let you guys work that out. I'm not going to be involved in that. But I want to see the final squares. I want to see what everybody decides. So, you guys figure it out. That's going to be that's going to happen Saturday. So go right there to the Twitch, Barry is Funny, and follow me. And then you can see my stupid ass try to eat 36 Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm going to try to eat all of them. All of them. That's the plan. All right, we got a lot to get to today. First things first, though. Let's see here. First things first. Let's start with a fantasy football update for the Barry on Deck Fantasy Football League. Real quick, though, I got to, hold on. Pause for the cause, people. I have in my possession. This is what you're playing for. Oh, isn't she a beauty? Right there. That's what you're playing for. Total Dallas went out and got 3, not just 1. You see those white boxes right there on the speaker. He went out and didn't get just 1, not 2. He got 3, 1 for each of the fantasy leagues that we have for Barry on Deck. So every winner of the Barry on Deck league is going to get one of these trophies courtesy of Total Dallas. I'm going to give away some swag. I don't even remember what it is. They all say the following on them. They say, come on, focus camera. You can do it. Barry on Deck Fantasy Football Oliver's Cup 2020 Top Deckhead. There are 3 of these that you will be vying for. Let's see who is in the running. Andy Huggers, what's up, buddy? Now, here are your fantasy updates for each of the leagues. Over in League 1, these are the finals. The finals are 2 weeks long, just like the previous round of the playoffs. So Keith Sager is in the finals, and he's down by about 40 points. It is cumulative, so it's this week's points and then next week's points combined. Team punishment 143.44. Keith Sager, you got a big, almost insurmountable, dare I say. We do have a game over in League 2, though. Christopher Mina at 143.08. Brian Henson, BZH 420 at 155. So that one's still close. That one is still in the running. And then in the PayPal Pete League, Jen, what happened, girl? You damn fell apart. Jeremy Tinsley, aka PayPal Pete, leading that one 175 to 126. Ugh. Shit. That's almost 50 points that Jen's got to make up and then beat him by, I dare say, League 1 and League 3 are over. League 2, it's still up for grabs, but it's looking like Team Punishment and Jeremy Tinsley, a.k.a. PayPal Pete, are going to be your champions in 2 of the 3 Barry on Deck Fantasy Football Leagues. And I know it's not over till it's over. It's kind of over. PayPal P said my team this week is being rested. Oh, you better hope Jen is not in the chat watching. She gonna tear your ass up. White Magic said house play-by-play. I talked to Barry yesterday and he said he's feeling real optimistic and he's been working on his swallowing and throat control by gargling mashed potatoes. This is exactly why I want none of you involved in this. Because you won't take it serious. You'll try to turn it into a roast, knowing goddamn well, White Magic, you held the record for eating packages in one night. You guys are going to try to turn this into a thing where you make fun of me. And it's not going to be the case. Because I'm telling you sons of bitches right now, you get on here and start trying to roast me, it's on, okay? It's on. Just remember that. What is calm down Christopher? What's up with him calling all the Chris's Christopher? I don't know. Don't worry about it. Rachel said, calm down, Christopher. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You get what you get, okay? All right, let's get to the sports, guys. We got a lot of shit to get to. I mean, we don't, but, it's whatever. Hey, here's your sports headlines for the day. Cleveland Cavaliers, Kevin Love out 3 to 4 weeks with a calf injury. Big Ben is going to sit. Mike Tomlin coming out and saying, hey, look, we're going to play this game like it's supposed to be played. We're just not going to play it with our starting quarterback. So Kyle Rudolph is going to start in his place versus the Browns this weekend. Obviously not a big deal. Steelers are in the playoffs. They know what's up. So they don't have to necessarily go out and play Big Ben, which is crazy when you think about it because on the one hand, you got the Steelers saying, we really need to think about the future, so we're going to rest Big Ben. And then you got the Texans that are like, hell no. If Deshaun is healthy, we're running his ass out there. We are not done destroying this franchise. Not yet. We still have moves to make. There is still opportunities to make us worse. And one way to do that is to play Deshaun this weekend in a meaningless game in the NFL. So let's go out there and ruin some people's lives. That was Cal McNair in the last meeting. Rams quarterback Jared Goff has thumb surgery. He definitely is not playing on Sunday, and it is a big, important game for sure for the Cardinals at least. John Morant set for an MRI after spraining his ankle. He was carted off the court. That's never a good thing. Philadelphia 76ers Daryl Morey, president of basketball operations, not GM. Daryl Morey fined $50,000 for a tweet about Harden. And if you missed it, he basically just said, hey, congratulations on the 1-year anniversary of breaking the franchise record for assists for the Houston Rockets, which he then deleted right away. And then people were like, yo, so Tad Brown apparently tweeted that or replied to the tweet from Daryl Morey with the old. To which Daryl was like, oh shit, is that tampering? And deleted it immediately and then blamed it on a scheduling software that schedules tweets out. Now, part of me wants to believe him. The other part of me knows Daryl's playing chess while a lot of people are playing checkers. It wouldn't be the first time Daryl would be accused of tampering. The thing is, though, if you're the league, do you really think that this is swaying James Harden to be a 76er? That's the thing. I think you've got to use common sense when it comes to tampering. A GM or a president of basketball operations congratulating a player that used to play with him on a milestone that they accomplished together is not tampering, NBA. It's kind of stupid and childish and petty for you to even imply that. And I'm not the biggest Daryl Morey fan, but I think it's silly to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, you guys are trying to steal James Harden. James don't even want to be in this fucking organization. Why are you saying it's tampering? He's already said, made it very clear, I want out. It's not tampering. Tampering is, hey, you should leave them and come and play with us. That's tampering. If he sends him a slide, like if he pages him 911 or he sends him a fax, or I don't know how this technology works. But I'm just saying, TJ, ouch, brother, oof. I'm just saying, if there needs to be a more definitive stance on tampering, you should allow people to communicate I mean, they're all co-workers at the end of the day, right? They're all part of the NBA umbrella. I don't know. It just seems silly to me. I digress. There's no point in carrying on about it. The Padres are on the verge of a deal which would see them acquire Yu Darvish from the Chicago Cubs. If you recall, Darvish, after leaving the, who was it? The Dodgers. After leaving the Dodgers for Chicago, he struggled a little bit. That World Series, he struggled, obviously tipping his pitches. Now we don't know if it was because they were cheating or if he was tipping his pitches or not. But then goes to Chicago, struggles for a couple of years, and then last year in the shortened COVID season, in a smaller sample size, proves himself to be pretty worthy. I think he finished second or third in the Cy Young in the National League. So you look at that and you think, oh, well, that's good. I would be a little concerned. I know a lot of people are like, oh shit, the Padres, wow. They say, listen, Yu Darvish could be just as bad as he is good this year. So this is getting Blake Snell is huge. Don't get me wrong. Getting Clevenger was huge. Don't get me wrong. Some of the moves that they're making, having Machado, having Tatis Jr., those are big. Eric Hosmer refinding himself or finding himself again. Refinding, that's not a word. Those are all things that matter. Yu Darvish could be the difference between beating the Dodgers and making it to a World Series or not. But that's a gamble that they're taking right now. This isn't a sure thing. And they gave up a lot of really good prospects in the process of getting Yu Darvish. So it's not like they went out and got a surefire bet. When you look at his previous 3 or 4 years, oh, okay, last year was good. And you know what? I'm not begrudging the Padres, and I'm not saying it was a bad deal. I'm saying you got to make a move like that, right? If you're going to go for it, go for it. And if you have the opportunity to get a guy with the pedigree of Yu Darvish, then you do that. I don't know how much they gave up in regards to where all of those prospects rank in their organization. And I guess you really never know until those guys' careers pan out. It was a risk that I think the Padres needed to take, had to take, and wanted to take. So I don't begrudge them. I'm just saying if you're a Padres fan or if you're just like, well, that's it, Padres World Series, I would slow down a little bit if you think Yu Darvish is the tipping point. Because he could be just as bad as he is good, end of the day. Mike said every arm they have has injury concerns. To a degree, yeah. I mean, but shit, that's most of the MLB at this point, right, Mike? Alabama's Devontae Smith was the first wideout to win the AP Player of the Year award. So congratulations to him. Two Bama players going 1-2. You had 2 Florida players in the top 5. Not a single A&M player on the list. Not that I'm bitter. Anyways. Hey, did you see this last night on the football game? They put Cam Newton's schedule on the screen and people lost their shit on the internet. People lost it. This is what they put. They had alarm goes off at 4:20. That's when Cam gets up at 4:20. First of all, does anybody believe he gets up at 4:20? Then he leaves the house at 4:30. What kind of savage is up and out of the house in 10 minutes? What? I literally snooze for 3 hours. My alarm goes off at 8:30 is my first alarm. And I might roll out of bed at 11. That's ridiculous. And then he has his first sip of coffee. Obviously, these are typos, but it had the internet going crazy. Also, he goes to sleep at 11:30. The crazy thing is that Cam goes to sleep at 4:20, or goes to sleep at 11:30, gets up at 4:20. I'm usually up when Cam is getting up. That's so sad. He sleeps with his clothes on. Eric Hillman, there's no way you're up and out of the house in 10 minutes. Is that true? Or are you just saying that? There's no way. Where's mine? I have my alarms set. I have those. Let's see. Come on. I have those alarms set. It's like random times, and I have more than that. I set some for Nora this morning. I don't even know if they went off. I don't remember. but I'll have 4. But yeah, even when I went to work, I had to have at least 30 minutes. Usually, though, I need 45 to an hour. So if I needed to leave for work at 8 in the morning, if I had to be at work at 8 and I had to leave here at 7, I would set my alarm for like 6:15 and then tell Nora, make sure I'm up by 6:30 at the latest. So I could get up, get a quick shower if I didn't shower the night before, make some coffee, lay in bed for a second, grab my coffee and go. Like 10 minutes is ridiculous. G-Man said 10 to 15 max for me every workday. I don't know about all that. Maybe he showers at night, Mike. Mike said I question his morning hygiene. Maybe he showers at night. You don't know. Justin said, I do it in 25. That's breakfast, brushing teeth, packing lunch, and taking some bong ribs. Fair enough. I get that. You gotta get your morning pick-me-up, right? Wow, look at you guys. You guys are getting ready in 15 minutes. That's crazy. You have to shower the night before. There's no way you must. Do you shit the night before? That's what I'm saying, Mark. Man, when I wake up, that morning pee takes a good 3 minutes. And then, you may have to duke. You got to make the coffee. You get dressed. I'm all sleepy and shit. Brush my teeth. No way. You guys are disgusting. You guys are weird. I'm with you, Donna. These fellers are weird. Now everybody's doing it. Josh said it takes me at least 50 minutes to drop the kids off the pool. No way I'm out of the house in 10 minutes. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. The voice of reason. Alan Denson, I get up at 4:30. I leave at 6:15. Damn. Alan, what the fuck are you doing? That's crazy. Now that's a long ass morning, but I don't know why you get up that early, Alan, when you're a military guy. I find most military guys get up really early. I was not a military guy, ergo, I don't get up that early, but yeah, I find a lot of military and old people. Andy Huggins gets up early. Andy wasn't a military guy, but I find as I get older, I get up earlier. So I figure by the time I'm in my 60s, I'll probably be getting up at about, 7:30, 8. That's pretty wild though. 4:30, that's awfully early. That's too early. All right, so that occurred last night, and of course the internet lost their shit. Let's talk about something that occurred yesterday where so if you didn't hear, Dwayne Haskins, which I have a link here, but Dwayne Haskins was let go from the Washington football team. And Dwayne was accused, not necessarily accused, but there were discussions over the last couple of years about his work ethic and was he committed to being a professional football player and a starting quarterback in the NFL. They talked about the fact that he didn't really practice, that he showed up late, he didn't do his film study, he didn't do all the necessary things that was required of an NFL quarterback, according to a lot of people within the Washington football team organization. And they said that it showed on the field and that he felt like because he had a strong arm and some talent that he didn't have to do those things. So there was a whole long article here on Larry Brown Sports where they talked about the fact that, let me see where it says here. According to Carpenter, coaches on both Ron Rivera and Jay Gruden's staff, they were stunned by Haskins' constant late arrivals to meetings, failure to master the playbook, and refusal to prepare for games as diligently as NFL quarterbacks must. It went on to talk about the fact that he also, so Jay Gruden was trying to prove a point. By the way, Dwayne Haskins, Dan Snyder was the guy behind drafting Dwayne Haskins. Felt like he was the guy, right? So then Jay Gruden, to prove a point, says, all right, this isn't the guy, throws him in a game, at which point he throws 3 interceptions and kind of like tells Dan Snyder, you see, he's just not ready to be a quarterback. All that leads up to this past week, the COVID issue, the not showing up, all those things. The Washington football team finally say, We've had enough. And they release him after 2 years. He was drafted 15th in the first round. And within 2 years, he's gone. So you know it had to be bad if that were the case. So Booger McFarland comes out and basically has the following message, not just for Dwayne Haskins, but more. Take a listen to this.
You know, unfortunately, I've seen this too many times. Played in the NFL almost a decade. You played a long time. We've been around it for a long time. And oftentimes young players, especially, and I'm going to go here, especially young African-American players, because they make up 70% of this league. They come into this league and they ask themselves the wrong thing. They come into the league saying not, how can I be a better player? They don't say, how can I be a better teammate? They don't say, how can I be a better person? How can I get my organization over the hump? Here's what they come in saying. They come in saying, how can I build my brand better? How can I build my social media following better? How can I work out on Instagram and show everybody that I'm ready to go, but when I get to the game, I don't perform? Dwayne Haskins, unfortunately, is not the first case that I've seen like this.
Yes.
And it won't be the last. And it bothers me because a lot of it is the young African-American player. They come in and they don't take this as a business. It is still a game to them.
They look at it as this football.
This ain't football,
Right.
man. This is a billion-dollar business.
Yes.
It's billions of dollars. They pay us a lot of money to talk about the game. So imagine what they pay these guys to play the game.
Yes. Yeah.
They play a child's game and get paid a king's ransom. And it bothers me because I saw a quarterback do it. I saw Jamarcus Russell do it. The number one pick in the draft, they gave him $40 million and he threw it down the damn drain because he didn't take it seriously. And it bothers me because there are a lot of jobs like this around. I'm going to tell you, I've been retired a while. It's not a lot of jobs like that around where they will pay you millions of dollars for virtually 6 months of performance. So my message to Dwayne Haskins, not just him, but the rest of the young players in the NFL, man, this is a game, but take it as a business. There are billions, with a B, of dollars at stake. And until you start approaching this game that way, until you start coming to work saying, you know what can I do to get better today? What can I do to make sure my teammates are better today? How can I put my organization first instead of my damn Instagram? Take it as a serious business, but too many times it's a game. We want to TikTok. We want to do all these different things. Man, do you understand how much money is at stake?
So that, sorry about the left and right thing. I don't know why there was only the left side of that audio. So that was his message. That was what Booger McFarland said about Dwayne Haskins. But he also, if you notice, at some point in there, take a listen again.
You know, unfortunately, I've seen this too many times. Played in the NFL almost a decade. You played a long time. We've been around it for a long time. And oftentimes young players, especially, and I'm going to go here, especially young African-American players, because they make up 70% of this league. They come into this league.
So, as you might expect, when you make a statement such as he did, and you start to single out African-American players, and especially in the climate we live in, it's not going to go over well. So regardless of whether you think Booger McFarland was right or not, immediately on Twitter, people started taking him to task. Mostly African-American people on Twitter. They were like, wow, he's over here. One of the tweets that I saw said he was shucking and jiving. Somebody said, oh, look, Booger's on ESPN auditioning for Fox. It was apparent that it bothered several people, several African Americans, that he would single out an African American player and say that, look, we and they and so on and so forth. And several people pointed out, oh, well, what about Ryan Leaf? What about Johnny Manziel? What about Tim Tebow? You know, you didn't have to in there. And then somebody else pointed out there are plenty of African-American players that don't do these things, that handle their business and still, you know, do what they're set out to accomplish. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Cam Newton, like, you know, giving examples of African American quarterbacks that don't do what Dwayne Haskins did. So I'm not picking a side here. What I'm doing is I'm laying out what I saw on Twitter to bring up the discussion. I think there are several things, there are several sides, there are several layers to this particular onion. Now, I do want to point out that, you know, obviously he upset a lot of black people with his statements by singling out African Americans and saying 70% of the league is African American, and all African American players care about, or the majority or whatever, is coming in and building their brand. And I saw somebody say, you know what? I would agree, or, you know, I guess I could agree, but isn't that what Tom Brady did with TB12? Isn't that what a lot of guys do? Aaron Rodgers with the discount double check. And I mean, like, there are plenty of, here's the problem. Once you begin to segment and generalize, once you segment off somebody, especially when you're basing it on race, gender, or stuff like that, in our current climate, it's always going to be met with a significant amount of resistance. And people are going to clap back, whether you think it's warranted or not. So I will say this, though. He didn't bow to the pressure of what you saw on Twitter and what people were saying. This was Booger's response on black players in the NFL. He said, my message was to all players, which I said, but specifically to the part of the NFL that makes up almost 70%, the African-American players. And of course, I'm not speaking to all, but in my 20 plus years around the NFL, I've seen too many cases. I stand by what I said, whether you agree or disagree. I think that what you have to realize is that it's so easy to try to paint this by using race. And that's where the problem comes in, not just for white people, but even for African Americans. If you're going to start to call out your own race, if you're going to start to call out any race, there are going to be numerous people in that race that are going to have a problem with it. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong, or whether you think you're right or think you're wrong, or whether the majority of people think you're right or think you're wrong. I think where the fault lies is by trying to associate his behavior with his race, as opposed to saying, listen, there are people in the NFL that all they want to do is promote their brand, which is true. But to try to narrow this and create a funnel that says a lot of them are black people. Well, there are a lot of African American players in the NFL. That is true. But at the same time, you can't associate bad behavior and pin it to his race. I hope this is making sense. Because what I think the flaw in the logic is don't try to make the association of his behavior as being partly or in any way a result of his race, because it's not. Human beings are human beings. We all have good and bad behaviors. And again, if you know, what did you call out Johnny Manziel? Like, that's the thing, is there's Johnny Manziel and there's Dwayne Haskins, and the way that they both acted and handled their opportunity in the NFL had nothing to do with race and everything to do with their own mental state and where they were. I mean, they both basically washed out because they both basically chose not to apply themselves given their skills and abilities. But nobody came out and said, well, you know, it's Johnny because he's white. That's why he didn't apply himself, and he was more worried about his brand. But then yet, you know, I think Booger thought, well, I'm black, so I can do this, because he even went on and said in a tweet later, he talked about the fact that, hey, you know, I remember there was a time when black men could give young black men advice without being called out about it. And I think that's still true. I think the problem has to become, you have to know the difference between what is human behavior and what's behavior based on race. If that makes any sense. There's human behavior. Human beings are going to do the right thing. Some are going to do the wrong thing. Some are going to care. Some are going to waste opportunities. But most of the time, that has nothing to do with the color of their skin, but it either has to do with their upbringing or their mentality or something like, drive and determination doesn't have anything to do with the pigment. It has to do with a lot of other factors. So I think that's where the mistake that Booger made is he came off as preachy and scolding and then trying to say it's because he's black when that's not the case. It's because he didn't dedicate himself. That's the reason. This is not a race issue, but Booger brought that into the discussion. When this was a simple matter of mental fortitude. It had nothing to do with race. It had to do with did he will apply himself or not. There are plenty of white players. There are plenty of, in every sport, there are plenty of race, of people of various races that wash out and don't apply themselves. And I think that's where we as people and as a society have to be real careful. And I think that's where he made his mistake. And I see, in the chat, a lot of you were agreeing with his thoughts and his sentiments. And while I would agree with the fact that you go in and you do your job, you don't worry about TikTok, you don't worry about that. That stuff comes because somebody was like, Tom Brady built his brand because he won Super Bowls. And I agree with that. And Patrick Mahomes built his brand because he succeeded and he won the Super Bowl and an MVP. But again, it had nothing to do with his race. And Tom Brady had nothing to do with his race. So I think that was where the flaw was, is trying to associate this in some way with race. Let's see what you guys are saying. So the Reverend said, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers don't apply. He's talking about people not putting in the work and focusing on brand. That's right, but that's where race doesn't apply either. PK said, plenty of players said the same kind of thing in the documentary Broke, except it was buying houses and cars and not building their brand. Total Dallas said Mahomes will build his brand faster than Smith-Schuster by winning. Mahomes' brand is catch up. Amos said he said what needed to be said. What black people don't like is when you call us out in front of white people. That's all it really comes down to. That's an interesting point, Amos. And Reverend said, I understand not trying take it to race, but I also understand that he said that he has seen it more in African-American players. But that's going to be the case if the majority of 70% of the league is African-American to begin with. And again, associating behavior with race when it's not about like the color of your skin has nothing to do with how you act or behave in situations like that. In situations where it comes to applying yourself or making choices, it's not about that. Amos said black QBs don't have room for any BS, especially when you're not winning. His behavior can set back future black QBs. At least that's how black people of an older age will see it. Chris Davis said also agents of people close to the player will already have them thinking about the brand before them going pro. Mark G said, I feel like he wanted to speak to black athletes, not so much that it doesn't happen elsewhere, but wanted to give a message to a specific group. And that's a good point. Here's the thing. There's no good way to say this. I'm probably going to get in trouble here. This is going to probably, yeah. It's in the climate that we're in. You have to know that if you're going to call out someone's race, whether you're right or wrong, there's going to be a subset of people that come after you no matter what. No matter what. And again, I'm not saying whether he was right or wrong, but I'm saying that where he ruffled the feathers was associating the two. Had he just spoken about young players in the NFL making these kinds of mistakes, he would have been fine. But he tied it to race, and that's where I think a lot of people had the problem. And, it's what he is saying isn't necessarily not true about players. A lot of players nowadays do come in and think of branding first and don't put the game first. But you could associate that with a lot of players of various ethnicities and backgrounds. So, TJ said, I think he was attempting to speak as a voice of a fellow African-American, which he may have thought the message would be better received as opposed to the white hosts. Yeah, and you know what? Was that Randy Moss that was on there with him? I think Moss was kind of like agreeing with him. You could see in the video as he was making his point. Was that Randy Moss?
Unfortunately, a Child's game and get paid at Kings
right there
guys to play the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Right there.
Pay us a lot of money to talk about the game. So imagine what they pay these guys to play the game.
Yes. Yeah.
They play a child's game and get paid a king's ransom. And it bothers me because I saw a quarterback do it. I saw Jamarcus Russell do it. The number one pick in the draft, they gave him $40 million and he threw it down the damn drain because he didn't take it seriously. And it bothers me because there are a lot of jobs like this around. I'm going to tell you, I've been retired a while. It's not a lot of jobs like that around where they will pay you.
So, again, he didn't play with Johnny Manziel. He played with Jamarcus Russell, so he's using that as his point. It's unfortunate for him, though, that his point was it's the fact that he's black. A black player squandering an opportunity. I don't know. It is a very difficult discussion to have. It is a very difficult topic to approach, and because listen, in the era that we live in, I've seen some things on social media where I thought, I don't see anything wrong with that. But then I've seen people say, well, that was offensive. It's really difficult to be able to tell people what they can and can't get offended about. I think the message he had was correct, that players need to apply themselves. You're given an opportunity. You're given the opportunity. I mean, look, how many of us have watched players and been like, man, I can't believe that dude squandered all that. You give me that money and that opportunity, I'm not wasting that. But again, hey, Tony's like, man, we need more Mexicans in the NFL. We need more Latino players. Yeah. Tony, what if I gave, Aaron Hernandez. That's the thing, right? So there are bad players across the board. And that was the problem with the message wasn't the problem. It was isolating it to a race. That was the problem. Well, that's the thing, Reverend. House said he was speaking to black players and people twisted it into him accusing the black players. Yeah. Because I think that people are going to always defer to citing another race's failure when you make this about race. And that their point being, look, there are people in all races that are going to fail and make the same mistakes, but you can't isolate it to just us. I mean, and I'm not trying to make excuses because I tend to agree with his message. I just disagree with him trying to say it's on us. If you, especially in a public forum, and I think that was Amos's point earlier was, look, it's not that he said something, it's that you said it in front of white people. And I think if we're being real, that's probably the bigger issue. I think if he were to, pull him aside or have that discussion in a way that wasn't out in the open like that and isolating black men in the NFL as having that problem by not necessarily even implying, but by not saying that it's an issue among white quarterbacks as well. I think that's where a lot of black people got upset. So I digress. Real quick, before we get to the break, I do want to tell you guys about some folks that make this show possible on a daily basis. And one of those folks is the Y Factor. Guys, it is December 29th. We are mere days away from 2021. And if your New Year's resolution is to get healthy, do you have a plan? I bet you don't. I bet you know you need to get healthy, but I bet you don't know how to get healthy. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. You go to the Y Factor, you call them 832-210-2556 or log on to mancenters.com. And you schedule an appointment, they're going to call you back, and then you go in, you're going to get a wellness exam from the Y Factor, and they're going to tell you exactly how to get healthy. They're going to give you what they call a playbook. And then it's up to you to follow through. They're not going to pressure you. They're not going to make you feel like you have to go back or you have to do certain things or spend a lot of money or whatever it is. It's up to you to follow through. The Y Factor and mancenters.com, they want to make sure that you have the information you need to go and get healthy. So do that. Do me a favor. Log on right now, mancenters.com, because I want you to get healthy. I want to be healthy. Let's do it together, right? Let's get that playbook. Let's get healthy. Ladies, encourage your men. Guys, stop being macho. Let's be around. If we're not going to do it for ourselves, let's do it for our family. Let's do it for the people we love and that love us. Let's do that, right? And look, it's end of the year. It may be too late now, but there are a lot of end of year procedures to get taken care of. Right now is the perfect time to use those health benefits. Please get online right now, mancenters.com, and vasectomy, circumcision, sound wave treatment for erectile dysfunction, whatever it is. If you have low testosterone and you need low testosterone therapy, fertility evaluations, they do it all at the Y Factor, because ladies have OBGYNs and men have the Y Factor. And listen, if you're south of I-10, and you're looking for good food, some of the best seafood in the city, south of I-10, it's right there at the Boiling Dragon. They offer fresh seafood with an Asian twist. Their boiled seafood flavors include house original garlic butter, Thai basil, all delicious. They have specialty dishes. Like they specialize in stuff like the clam chowder, the chowder fries, the gumbo, catfish and shrimp baskets. All of it delicious. If Cece was here, she'd tell you it was delicious. You're going to love it. And call them 832-328-5123. More importantly, follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Facebook at Boiling Dragon. The reason why? They have off the menu chef specials that they put on there every other week. The only way to know about that is their Instagram account. It's free to follow. Go do that at Boiling Dragon on Instagram. They're located at 11625 Broadway Street in Pearland. That's 11625 Broadway Street in Pearland. I put their hours of operation on the screen so you can see it. Don't make the mistake. Don't be a dummy and go down there when they're not open. It's right there, Monday through Saturday. There's their hours of operation. It's the Boiling Dragon for the freshest seafood south of I-10. Head on out to Pearland and get it. And look, one more thing I want to tell you about, guys. We talked about being healthy, right? We talked about feeling better in 2021. Well, if you suffer from any of the following things, pay attention, because CBD has been known to help with inflammation. Whether you need pain relief in your joints or your muscles, you have insomnia, anxiety, you suffer from seizures, you just need to relax more. These are all things that have been known to be helped with with CBD. And Hemp Vita has some of the best products on the market that I've used. I can tell you right now, their gel and their gummies, I live and die by those things, man. Their gummies help me sleep so much better. The gel, when my neck hurts or Nora's shoulder or her ankles are bothering her, we put some of the Hemp Vita CBD gel in there, and within 20 minutes, the pain is gone. It works for us. I hope it works for you. You should try it. Go to hempvitacbd.com right now. hempvitacbd.com right now. Log on, use promo code DECKHEAD15. When you check out, you're going to save 15% on your order. And there are so many deckheads in the chat that'll tell you how wonderful their stuff is. Like Katie said, Hemp Vita always getting decked down. No, I'm telling you, if you need to sleep better, try the gummies. And I'm telling you, if you got sore muscles or achy joints, try it. Joe Pro gave me a testimonial about it. Jen, so many deckheads are using their products. HempVitaCBD.com. Check it out right now. Use promo code DECKHEAD15. Save that 15% and help yourself in the process. All right, guys, we got to get to a break. I'm 5 minutes over. It's 3 o'clock. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, maybe less than that. I'm going to go pee. If you need to poop, go pee, smoke a cigarette, bong rips if you're Justin. Don't do that at work. Don't drive. And we'll reconvene and we'll talk a little bit more. Let's see, what else do I have on the list? We need to talk about Russell Okung. I have a question for you guys. Would you want to get paid in Bitcoin? Let's talk about that. We got to talk about COVID in the workplace. And we need to talk about Tesla. And at about 3:30, we'll do an AMA until the show ends. Huh? Yeah. All right. We're going to do that. Jerry Bow, what's up, player? Oh, it's irony, given the fact that we're going to talk COVID in the workplace. All right, stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. I'll see you in 5.
Three, 2, 1.
Let's get it.
2017, you guys. This is Shiba. I wrote her in today because I'm telling you she's a better
Man, that was good. Oh, dangling participle. Hey, Barry, that food was on point. The holy and the blowfish. Oh, man, when you talk about hitting the spot. Stocking stuffers. Satisfaction. Delight. Barnum and Bailey. Hey, Natalie, I don't know what you put in this gobble pot. Man, when I tell you on food, oh, man, when you put my food on the regular plate, man, it's a Percy miracle. Oh, that was good. Ooh. Jeremiah, that food was gooder than the mug.
Hey, welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. If you did not stick around through the break, well, you can go fuck yourself. You're not here to hear this tongue lashing, but goddamn it, where were you? Why did you leave me during the break? Shout out to Jerry Bow in the chat. What's up, Playboy? I'm still so proud of what we did, Jerry Bo, and what our team did. And we're still divvying out. I've still got money left to buy stuff for people. Like, we bought all of the toys. It was just amazing. So we're still giving back. I promise you all that. Every single penny will be spent. We still got some things to buy for Bay Area Turning Point, and that'll be kind of the gift that keeps on giving. They're going to get stuff. I already have stuff being delivered today, next week. Like, they're going to be getting stuff for the shelter and for people. Like, for example, they have a monthly wish list of things they need. We bought bras in every size, which I know you guys are like, what? If you think about the women and the kids that go through what they go through, where they would end up in a shelter that exists to protect people who are victims of domestic and sexual violence, you don't think about the fact that the bare necessities are sometimes overlooked. Underwear, bras, socks, panties. So what I did is, after we bought all the presents that they had on their list left that hadn't been purchased for the kids, which we did, I started going, let's get the essentials out of the way so that these women and these kids at least have the dignity of having undergarments for themselves. So we literally, pads and tampons, exactly, PK. So like I started there, and I said, let's make sure that these women and these kids have enough dignity to be able to walk around with a bra on and clean underwear. And we're going from there. So we're buying shoes. It's just, you guys, I'm telling you, what we did was something really special, and you should all be proud of that, because I know I am. I know Jerry is. I know our team, Donna, Jen, Katie, Clarence, and House. We're all very proud of what we were able to accomplish with that. So, okay, it is hour number 2. Hey, VB. VB said, please don't forget to send me the cost for fees and shipping from the streamathon. Buddy, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Second of all, I've already covered it, man. Don't worry about it. I didn't listen. VB, you were super kind and generous during, I think I saw where you donated, because, I was half 3 sheets to the wind, shit face. Speaking of, that might be happening again. We'll discuss. But bro, I saw how much money you donated that night. If you think that at any point I was going to get greedy after you spent, I don't know, $300-$400 in donations, and then you think I'm going to follow up, be like, hey, give me more Virginia Buttonweed? No, player, I covered that. We got this. I love you though. And I always appreciate you, but we covered it, man. It's taken care of. Okay. So we have some things to discuss on my list. I still got to talk about getting paid in Bitcoin. We're going to talk COVID in the workplace. Tesla farting horn, and then AMA. But before we do that, I promised you guys yesterday, I told you that my brother-in-law, Raymond Lucio, bought me some moonshine. So we're going to try it live on air. Now, the only other time I've ever had moonshine, it was awful. So we're going to, BB was like, thank God. I've only had moonshine once. So this is what it says on this is what he bought me. I don't, the mic's in the way. Sorry. This is what he bought me. Firefly Moonshine. It's called apple pie moonshine. I don't know what that is. Come on, bitch. Focus. Focus, you raggedy hoe. Well, this microphone's in the way. There we go. Firefly Moonshine. 30% alcohol by volume. Is that a lot? It's 60.3 proof. I don't know if that's a lot. It says Firefly Moonshine. It is, hold on, let me move this back. Grain neutral spirits, whiskey, and natural flavors. Crafted in the Southern tradition. I don't know what that means. It says, contains real apple juice. Definitely not real moonshine. If it's got a real apple juice, I don't think that these rednecks, back when they invented NASCAR by running hooch from state to state, were like, hey, Frank, throw some goddamn apple juice in the tub. Let's get it. I don't think they did that. 30% is weak? Okay. Shit. Well, was I supposed to shake it first? I don't know. Let me shake it. I don't know how this is going to taste. The last time he bought me this, he didn't buy this. He bought some other kind of moonshine in a canning jar, and it was, ugh. Here we go. It's not bad. I don't know that I could drink a lot of, like, sit down. It's a weird aftertaste, but it's good. It's like sweet, and I don't know. It's got like a hint of a kick to it, but it's almost too sweet. Shit. I might drink the shit out of that. I mean, there's no shit in it, but that's pretty damn good. I ain't gonna lie. That's not something you chug, but you sip. Oh, I'm warm now. Oh, Daddy's belly is warm. A new shot option has entered the chat. What is that? Matt says, I shoot old granddad boned, and that is 100 proof. Well, listen, I shoot this Jameson, which is 80 proof, 40% alcohol by volume. But that's shooting. This is not meant to be shot. This is meant to be dranketed. So when you talk about 30% alcohol by volume, if you're not drinking, it's already been mixed. So if you're not, you don't shoot in that, you're drinking it. So you're consuming more than just one shot, Matt. It's pretty, I know it's a weird thing. No, I'm not taking a sip of that after every Reese's Cup, Brandon Martinez. That's not happening. No! You guys stop associating liquor with the Reese's. It's not happening. Oh, Justin Swimfer said throw an ice cube in there with an apple slice. Ooh, now you're fancy. Almost busted that open. Bust it open! Okay, there was a story I wanted to get to, but you know what? While Jerry Bow is here, I think this might be an appropriate time to talk about how to approach this the right way. Let's see. Last night, I was sent a link to Late Hits. And I would be almost foolish to not talk about it a little bit, because to pretend like nothing has happened would be silly. Now, I don't know all that's gone on. I don't have all the insight. I mean, I still have sources. I still have people that are my friends that work there. If you heard it, and I don't have the link, I guess I can post the link in the description of the show after it's over. God, see, this is why I wish I had producers. You could go in and just update the show description right there, and the link would appear like magic. But I can't just stop and do it. That's the goal by the end of 2021, is have a show producer. Well, actually, the goal was 10,000 subs, but that shit ain't happening. We'll be lucky to get to 3,000 subs by the end of next year. Excuse me. God damn. That apple shine got daddy all burped up. So let's talk about what we heard. Don't say what. No, we definitely ain't getting to 10,000 by the end of the year else. Shit. Let's talk about what we heard last night on Late Hits. I'm listening, and as I always do. And Jason Braddock Yes, Frank Ruiz said Jason Braddock went off last night about COVID he got. Now, I don't know who he got it from. I think there are implications that it was Josh Ennis. Dare I say his name on this show? Listen, he's kept my name in his mouth enough. I think it's fair. My point isn't about did Josh Ennis have COVID or does he? Did he give it to Jerry Bow or Jason Braddock? My point is about being responsible. My point is about you can say that it doesn't exist. You can wish that you didn't have it. You can pretend like it's not a big deal. But there are hundreds of thousands of deaths, which means there are hundreds of thousands of families that are missing their loved ones because they died from it. So to be reckless at work is just irresponsible. It's just wrong. And I'm saying this as a general statement. If you're not feeling well, if you have a sore throat, if you are coughing, if you have phlegm, if you feel under the weather, stay home. Everybody, stay home. Isolate yourself. You never know when and where you're going to get it. You never know who has it. And you never know if you have it until it's too late. That's the problem. When I heard about this happening, I even freaked out a little bit because I was like, shit, KD came over Christmas Eve and I didn't have a mask on because I was at home. I didn't have a mask on. And he came in and I felt awful. Now, I'm like, if I got it, I could have exposed him to it, not knowing. And if it turns out that I have it and maybe he gets it, I don't know that I could live with myself. So my point is, and I don't feel anything, but my point is, if you do feel bad, don't pretend like, oh, well, maybe I don't know. Just because I wear flip-flops in the winter, that's why in the middle of a pandemic, I'm feeling bad because I wear flip-flops in the winter. I don't know how fucking stupid you have to be to believe that. But when you put people's lives at risk, when you put people's families at risk, this is a general statement, not directed at any one person. Not only are you selfish, but fuck you. You're not better than the rest of us. This is a general you, by the way. When you risk the lives of others because you're too stubborn, too proud, or too foolish to say, you know what? Maybe I need to quarantine. Maybe I need to work from home. Maybe I need to stay home. Maybe I need to be away from people. If your ego is that big that you can't fucking take the time away from people, you're a fucking asshole. And this is, again, is a general statement, not directed at any one person. I don't have a day job. I don't work in an office. I don't have a radio job. I don't work at a station. But I tell you what, if I did, and I wasn't feeling well, guess what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't go to work. And I wouldn't pretend like in the middle of a fucking pandemic, oh, I probably just have a cold because I'm a fucking idiot. I wouldn't do that. Because you put a lot of people's lives at risk, especially people that maybe have a higher or an elevated risk of death because of it. It's pretty sad. Louise said, my girl's uncle tested positive last week. Yesterday, he passed away. We were exposed, so we spent Christmas in isolation. The danger is real. Is that what it's going to take? Is that what it's going to take? Airplane said, is it work if you don't get paid? Are you talking about this show? Is that what, and yeah, Luis, it breaks my heart to hear that, man. And you hear that all too much. But is that what it's going to take? Is it going to take every one of us knowing someone that's died from it to take it serious? Because if it is, how about I just have every one of you that's watching this, that's hearing this, that's listening to this, that doesn't believe it's real? How about I invite you over to my house? I'll mask up, you mask up, and then I'll let my wife, who is a fucking nurse, tell you about all the people that she's known that's died from it, so your stupid ass would stay the fuck home when you don't feel good. You fucking idiots. You're selfish. And if you go out of the house not feeling well, you're a piece of shit. And you don't deserve to be in the good graces of anybody. You're selfish. It's a pandemic. Stay the fuck home. Use your vacation if you have it. Work remotely if you can. But putting people and their families at risk is selfish, and you are a fucking asshole if you do it. I hope you get better, Jerry Bo. I hope Jason Braddock feels better. I hope all of you out there that have it, and I'm not going to name names because I don't know if you want me putting your information out there. But I'll say if you have it, and I know who you are, I hope you get better. But stay home. Make sure you're clear. I mean, I literally, when I told you guys this yesterday, I went to my mom baked goods and she invited me in. And I was like, Mom, I cannot come in. It has not been 10 to 14 days since I was on the road in Arkansas. I am not going to risk that because I haven't hugged you since March. I haven't hugged my mom since March. That sucks. Every time I see her, I can't hug her. I can't kiss her on the cheek and tell her I love her and hold her. And that sucks. We're all going through that. But I love her enough not to expose her. So how about you just respect the people around you enough not to expose them? Yeah, and that's part of the problem, Marsha. Oh, God, I can't drink any more of that. First of all, I didn't eat before the moonshine. Second of all, wow. Look at that. Look, let's go to fucking Lush Cam. Huh? Look how fancy that is. Look at that. Just put that there. Okay. It was pretty interesting. If you listen to Jason Braddock's call, pretty interesting. A lot of things were said that I don't need to say. All you got to do is just listen to it. I'll find the link and post it in the chat or in the discussion of the show. Jeremy Binninger, my brother-in-law's dad's in the ICU with COVID. Joel Hernandez said, I guess a temperature check isn't enough. Well, every company should be doing temperature checks. But here's the problem. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm preachy. But with Nora being in the field she's in, every time I'm like, well, but babe, I'm at a club and they do temperature checks. She's like, do you know how many people have COVID and don't have a temperature? Do you know how many people have COVID and don't have a cough? There are so many people that are asymptomatic but are carrying it and don't know. And to be honest, that's really the concern with the vaccine too, is that the vaccine may prevent you from getting it, but it doesn't prevent you from carrying it and spreading it. So it's going to give us all a false sense of security as well. It's a whole goddamn mess. But Drew Anderson said, I had COVID, just got out of quarantine Saturday, have not seen my daughter in 2 weeks. I did Christmas on Duo. See, Drew, that fucking sucks, man. White Magic said, Barry, what sort of punishment do you suggest? Here's my thing, and this is just a general statement about no one in particular. I feel like if you've been a person that has since March been telling us that this isn't real, if you've been a person since it all happened that's been saying it's fake, it's just the flu, this is made up by the liberals and the media to keep us scared. This is all a hoax. It's not a thing. Sure, you might get sick, but it's not a big deal. Cool. Here's what I think. I think if you're one of those people and you get it, you shouldn't get an ICU bed. You shouldn't get treatment. You should be the last person in the world that gets help medically. I mean, you've got politicians that are getting vaccines ahead of everybody else. Politicians that told us this shit was not real, that this was fake, that it didn't exist, that we were making this up, that it was much ado about nothing. And now they're getting a vaccine and thanking God. Mind you, oh, let me tell you, when I see someone thank God for nurses, fuck you. Thank the nurses. They're always like, thank God for giving us these doctors and nurses. No, you fucking asshole. God had nothing to do with that. Thank the nurses and doctors, you dumb son of a bitch. Makes me mad. So what do I think the punishment should be? I don't know. I just don't think you should get help if you get it. And you're one of those people that thinks, yeah, this is no big deal. Cool. Well, if you end up fucking needing an ICU bed, guess what? Yeah, you don't get one. You don't get one. You don't get a vaccine. You don't get an ICU bed. You don't get the medical help that you should get, that you need, because it's no big deal. So just stay in your fucking bed at the house and cough yourself to death, because this is no big deal. And I'm not wishing death on anyone. I want to make that obvious. I'm just saying that if you've been denying the reality of this, you shouldn't be the first one to get a fucking bed because of it. Amos said, one of my hoax friends passed away from it 3 weeks ago. It's fucking sad, man. It's sad that this is what we're living in. All right, I've been preaching for too long. Can I get an amen from the congregation and let's move on? Okay, so you guys are asking, is Nick okay? Is Joel okay? So far, from what I know, yes. The answer is yes to both. I did reach out to Joel last night via text and said, how are you? How is Lisa? How is the kids? Everything seems to be okay. Same thing with Nick. Ray, you missed it, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Ray said, this is for Oliver's catnip fund. Ray, I drank it. I don't know if you were here for it. So you guys, Raymond Lucio that you see in the chat there, that's my brother-in-law. He's the one that bought me the hooch. Ray, it's too sweet to be hooch. It's actually pretty damn good. It's a weird, like, good, gross thing. It's like it tastes so good, but the whiskey lets you know, bitch, we still ain't playing around. It's weird, but I kind of really like it. I don't think I could, like, sip this like it was Diet Coke. But it's good. It's just a little, I don't know. It's a weird, oh, he said I was watching. It's a weird, good, bad. It's like getting slapped in the face during sex, Ray. You're like, wait a minute. I kind of liked it, but it hurt. But oh my God. It's kind of like that. It's like getting slapped in the face during sex. That's the best way I can describe it. Walt said, this message brought to you by Barry on Deck Masks. Order yours at barryisfunny.com. Well, I'm out of masks, but I'm not out of opinions on people that need to wear a fucking mask. All right. I'm off the subject. Let's move on to the Bitcoin topic. Hey, let me ask you a question. So Ronald Okung, I think I said that right. Where did it go? Where's my, oh my God, all my shit is gone. Ronald. Russell Okung is the first NFL player to be paid in Bitcoin. So he was due a large payment. He had asked when he signed his contract, he tweeted out, I think, in fact, pay me in Bitcoin is what he said. Well, that has come to fruition. And the Carolina Panthers have paid the man in Bitcoin. Now, my question is, chat, would you want to be paid in Bitcoin? I would not. I am skeptical when it comes to stuff like that because, not because I don't think that it's not real. I just don't, I'm like, look, this is why I'll never be rich because of stocks or anything else. Because I don't know what the future holds for it. It's not stable enough for me. I'm very conservative when it comes to my money and investing. And if I can invest in a slow growth mutual fund versus a, pink slip stocks that could make me millions of dollars, I'm probably going to go slow growth mutual fund because I'd rather gain 5% than lose it all. Excuse me. Robert said, is Bitcoin even good for anything? Yeah, you can get money from it. You can get dollar bills. I just don't, the whole concept of Bitcoin seems so contrived and new that I think people are like, yeah, but it's not money. Well, if you think about it, when money started, this is what money was. Is people said, let's give a value to something, to a currency, and that value stuck. So whoever invented Bitcoin, which by the way, I saw a thing on it, they said basically that some guy was like, he created these little tokens, I guess, or whatever the fuck it is, and it was hard to get to. They're rare and scarce, and they become more and more scarce as the years go. It just seems like magic to me. It just seems kind of hokey. You know what I can't do? I can't walk into HEB and go, hey, give me a loaf of bread. Here's 0.0000001 Bitcoin for it. I can't do that. And that's why I think I would much rather have money than Bitcoin. Because I can walk in and give them $1.50 for bread. I have that. I don't know if I trust it. And White Magic is literally right. Bitcoin is probably the future. It's like gold or silver or anything else. It's a rare thing. It's not necessarily a commodity, I would say, because it's not tangible. It's something that someone created and attached a value to. But I don't know if I can get behind something that I can't touch. Like, I can touch money. Even though all my stocks is digital and my fucking bank account is digital, I can cash out my stocks and get the money in my hand. And I know you can cash out Bitcoin but you got to convert it to dollars. Nobody's giving you a Bitcoin. Nobody's like, hello, sire, here goes a Bitcoin in your pocket. It's not a thing. You still have to convert it to dollars for it to have value. I don't know. I would not want to be. That's right, Brandon Martinez. BIFNet is the future, not Bitcoin. BIFNet, bro. I don't know. Dollars are tangible to me. The government prints $1 and I have it. And that has a value and it's 100 pennies. Yeah. Cisco said some guy got busted for selling Chuck E. Cheese tokens to fools that thought it was Bitcoin. Also, that. Pretty crazy. Pretty fucking crazy. I don't know. I would never want to be paid in Bitcoin, at least not now. Maybe in the future. Maybe when Bitcoin. No, there's not going to be a Biff coin. Joel said, I can't trust it. Too volatile. Exactly, Joel. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. AR Platinum said they have Bitcoin ATMs now. Shut the fuck up. No, they do not. What do they dispense? An actual coin with a value? No. Total Dallas said, what's a 1 month subscription to BiffNet? There's not going to be a subscription to BiffNet. Well, there might be. We haven't figured that out yet. Truck driver Pookie said the government needs to send me my 600 bitcoins. That's not. You know how much 600 bitcoins would be? Shroot bucks. How much is a Bitcoin worth? 1 Bitcoin. Let's go over here to typing cam. 1 Bitcoin. Count them. Let me share my screen here. 1 Bitcoin is worth $26,968.60. But guess what? You can't walk up and give a Bitcoin to somebody. That's not a fucking thing. How much is $1? $1 equals 0.00037 Bitcoins. No, fam. Let's see how much a penny is worth. Oh my God, I don't even know what the fuck that is. 3.7 E minus 7. Now I got E's in this motherfucker? No, fam. I can't. Nope. Not doing it. If you put an E in my value, I don't know what that means. I don't know how that translates. Nope. I'm out. I need to just be. Nope. That's too much work. Look at all you math sons of bitches. I don't give a shit. If you gotta, listen, there is no such thing as a 0.000000037 pennies. That's not a thing. There's a fucking penny. There's 1 penny. There's a penny. And if you can't hand me a penny, you don't have shit. You don't have a penny. There's no 0.5 pennies. You can't cut a penny in half and give me half a penny. It starts at 1 penny. That's it. Total Dallas is a math teacher, so he's already doing weird shit with the math. Oh my God! Ray, your hooch has got me burping like a fucking savage on the stream. I just drooled a little bit. All right, let's do this. What time is it? It's 3:40. Oh shit. You know what we need to do, gang? We didn't even get to the Tesla farting horn. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But until then, we've got 20 minutes left in the show. And I've been drinking, so what better time to do an Ask Me Anything than right now when Daddy's been sipping the hooch? What better time to do it than right now? So here's how this works. If you want to ask me anything, all you simply have to do in the chat is put hashtag and then AMA. So the pound sign, the number sign, right there on your screen, AMA, and I will comb through the chat only for those messages that say AMA in them. So it has to have the hashtag AMA, and I will answer your questions honestly. Now, I will preface this by saying, as I always do each and every time we do an AMA, don't ask me anything personal about Nora. I'm not doing that. Second thing is, don't ask me to disparage the good name of my former employer or the people that work there. I will not do that either. So, AMA. It's real simple. Hashtag AMA. Chris Reyes said, have we not run out of questions? Well, I don't know, Chris. Maybe people want to know what the fuck was that? What just happened? What the fuck just happened there? That was so random and weird. What did I hit? Oh my God. The host is kicking in. I'm getting shithoused. Let's go. All right, AMA in the chat. First up is the Reverend. Hashtag AMA, are there any more details to share on BiffNet? Plan, talent, etc. I have not sat down and planned it beyond the initial thoughts that I had about what BiffNet is. I will tell you that I hope I was supposed to have a discussion with Raheel. I'm supposed to have a discussion with Trey Tutson. I have not had those discussions yet. But my ideal lineup, my dream lineup would include John Wessling in the mornings, me middays, Trey Tutson in the evening, Kiki Maroon at night. I would have Raheel on once a week. Shock and I would do Food of Ages once a week. There would be gaming in the evening times every couple of, maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that. But there has been nothing beyond that in my head. There has been no discussions of how or when or any of that. But to get started with, that is the pool of talent that I would reach out to. And I think that would be a damn fine start. And there are also people around the country that I have in mind for different shows and stuff like that. But I think those are most of the ones that you guys are familiar with. Like if I told you Kazim Rahman has a really good podcast called Tough Choice with Kazim Rahman, you'd be like, we don't really know Kazim. I think you did a nightly chat with him, but whatever. But it's a pretty funny and entertaining concept and idea for a show. So we'll see. AMA from Jeff Bell. Worst drunken moment besides now, Jeff Bell. I would say, it's leaking. My worst drunken moment would have to be, I told this story to House the other day. So back in the day, my mom owned a bar, and it was in Conroe. It was called Celebrity Nightclub and Sports Bar. It used to be called Daniels. When she bought it, it was Daniels off of 45. If you were heading north, there's I think it's a Mazda dealership now or some shit. I don't know what it is. It's a car dealer now, but 45 north, right before, let's see, it was after 105, but before the 336 north exit. Whatever. It was on the right. Anyways, she owned that, and I started working the door, became a bar back, became a bartender, then a DJ. And one year, she decided to take us all on a 2-day cruise out of Galveston. That was her Christmas present to us. She was like, all right, we're all going to hop on the boat. We're going to sail out one day. We're going to come back the next day. So basically a 48-hour cruise out of Galveston. And what she said was, every person in the bar, every employee gets to take a bottle of liquor that is their own. So, you're not allowed to take liquor on the boats, but we didn't give a fuck. We were a bunch of drunk, alcoholic bartenders and people that worked, at a bar. So mom's like, everybody, yes, Jenny is mom, the one you met last week. Jenny is mom, as cool as she was like, everybody grab a bottle, your choice, take it on the boat. So we all get a bottle, and she pays for it, basically. So we all take it. So there's 20 of us. So there's basically 20 bottles of alcohol that we smuggle onto this cruise ship. This was also the very first time that I ever did stand-up, because I got so shit-faced that I just went on stage and told street jokes. And I don't even know if I got laughs. I tell people I did, but I really don't know. The last thing I remember, though, so what happened is we're all partying in my mom's cabin, 20 of us. If you've ever been on a cruise ship, you know how small those rooms are. We're in my mom's room, and she's got, a desk, like that back there. And lined up on the desk is the 20 bottles of alcohol, all in a row. All right, let me switch over here. So pretend that this is the 20 bottles. I walk in the room. Now I'm kind of already drunk. I walk in the room and I see these 20 bottles all lined up in a row. And I decide that I'm going to drink from all 20. So I start on one end and and not just a little drink. If I was going to show you, this is what the drink was from each bottle. At least 2 gulps. And I go down the line to all 20. It was Goldschlager. It was Jaeger. It was tequila. It was vodka. It was whiskey. and I just go to all 20 bottles. I don't even know really if I made it to the 20th bottle, if I'm being honest. I just remember I'm in the line doing the bottles. And then the next thing I know, I wake up in my shower, in my room, covered in my own vomit, surrounded. I'm laying in my own vomit. It's all over me. It's on the floor of the shower. There's vomit everywhere. And my ex-wife, actually my girlfriend at the time, is standing, no, she was my wife by then. Yeah, she's standing over me, looking at me. And I wake up and I said, where am I? She said, you're in the shower because you're so shit-faced. I said, I don't feel good. She goes, obviously you're laying in your vomit. She said, I'm going back to the party. I'll see you in the morning. And as she was about to walk out, I said, hey, if you leave this shower, it's over. I'm going to leave you. And she left the shower, and about a year later, we were divorced. No, it had nothing to do with the shower. But I felt like that was my subconscious, like, you're going to leave her anyway, so just throw it out there. You know, just say what you say. I've never been, you guys, next morning we wake up, we're back on shore. I'm still drunk. We get in the car, we take the 1.5 hour drive or 2 hours from Galveston to Conroe, get to the club at like 3 p.m. I'm still drunk. Go to the office, I sleep for a couple hours. The club opens, I'm still drunk. I was drunk for damn near 36 hours. I just never in my life have I been that shit-faced, Jeff Bell. And I don't think I drank for years after that. It was so bad. Oh, it was awful. Tony Garza, have you seen season 9 of Letterkenny? I haven't seen seasons 1 through 8. So there's that. Brandon Martinez, hashtag AMA. The Deckhead trivia was pretty fun. Do you plan on doing that again in the future? Not really. I know you guys want to be on the show. I get it. You got to understand. I know you want to see yourself on the show, but that doesn't mean everybody else does. Let's not make a one-time beautiful moment and ruin it, which is what we tend to do. You can overdo something, Brandon. We don't want to do that. It was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful day. It's not something that we're going to make a habit. Because you got to remember, we're trying to grow this to a broader, wider audience. So, no, the plan is to not do that again, save for a special occasion. The Reverend, hashtag AMA, how many Reese's do you think you can eat? That's a good question. I think I'll probably get through. If I could hit 14, I'd be happy. If I could eat 7 of those, I think I'd be pretty pleased with that. That'd be 14. That's my goal. My goal would be to get through half of the pack, which would be obviously 8 or 9 packs. Yeah, 9 packs. But I'd be good with 14. So if you're setting an over under, I'd set it at 14. That's the line. That's the goal. D-Mata, this is gonna be bad. Hashtag AMA, what did your mom beat you with when you or your sister got out of line? Belt, shoes, alarm clock, or tree? Goddamn, my mom never beat me with a tree or an alarm clock. Jesus. My mom wasn't a whipper. She didn't believe in spanking or punishment like that. There were a few times where she would do the clean and jerk. Y'all know listen. But the clean and jerk was when you were in public acting like a fucking idiot and your mom would pull that one arm up. And so just your one arm would go in the air and then she would swat you in the ass. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know. You guys have kids. You're walking with your kid and they're like, you're a bitch. And you're like, what did you say? And you pull the one arm up. And you smack them on the ass. My mom was prone to do that on occasion in the grocery store at the Safeway. But she didn't really believe in spanking. In fact, I think my mother in all my years only spanked me maybe once or twice. Now, my dad was a big spanker. He believed in whipping. But my mom, never. Now, my dad would whip you with a belt. And it was almost like you had to sharpen the guillotine yourself. You had to go get the belt. He would be like, go get my belt, because I'm going to whoop you with it. Bitch, if you think I'm going to walk in there and get a belt for you to hit me with, I'll see you next week, because it's going to be the slowest walk you have ever seen. Man, I mean, and be like, I'll just get him a goddamn self. Bitch, I'm not about to go hurry to this ass whooping. You must be out of your mind. Total Dallas, hashtag AMA for just streaming and the money. Compare YouTube to Twitch to Facebook. Okay. Money-wise, according to House, which I don't know this, but it's harder to get monetized on Facebook. So in order to get monetized, the easiest is Twitch. YouTube is in the middle. Facebook is the hardest. I think the amount of people you have, and look, I'll say this, I'll preface this by saying I think it depends on what you're streaming and like what the goal is. So for example, a show like this, if I could go back in time and start over, I would not do Barry on Deck on YouTube. I would do Barry on Deck on Facebook, because YouTube is a search engine. And I was telling John Westling this because he was asking me, he's wanting to do after later. And I was like, don't do it on YouTube. Do that bitch on Facebook. Trust me on this. Don't do it on Twitch. Don't do it on YouTube. Do it on Facebook. It'll take you longer to get monetized. But here's the thing. Twitch is a gaming platform. That's what most people go to Twitch for, is to watch people play video games. So we get that. That's why I stream on Twitch. Monetarily, the super chats versus the bits. Like bits, I don't like it because you can send somebody one bit, which is a penny. And look, I'm not being greedy, but come on, fam, you don't need to send me a penny. You know, $1, $2, $5, all that adds up and it's all appreciated. But to send somebody 1 bit or 5 bits is like, maybe you shouldn't just have bits. Or don't send it. And again, I don't want to sound greedy, but it's really not necessary to send somebody 1 bit, 1 penny. Like, I wouldn't want you guys sending me a 1 penny super chat. If that's all you could afford, I wouldn't want it, because you need to save that penny, honestly. As far as percentages go, according to House, Twitch takes less money from subscriptions, which I don't do subscriptions on YouTube. All mine is super chats. So I don't know what they take from bits, like what a percentage is. I know YouTube is 40%. As far as where it would be most effective, Twitch is gaming. YouTube, YouTube is a search engine. So YouTube is more of, how do I change brakes on my car? How do I fix a squeaky door? How do I whatever? So it's the second largest search engine in the world behind Google. Also owned by Google. Duh. No one gets on YouTube and says, hey, show me some fledgling YouTube fuckface that talks about sports and entertainment and is funny for 2 hours. That's not a thing people search YouTube for. They may be looking for funny sports videos, but this isn't necessarily falls into that genre. And the algorithm rewards niched down specialists. And this show is not a niched down specialist show. So at the end of the day, I think part of my struggle with growing Barry on Deck and becoming larger is that because I'm on a search engine platform, nobody is searching for what I'm delivering. Twitch may be a little different because they have the just chatting now. Facebook, though, is completely different. Facebook tells, if you got 5,000 friends and you've got 5,000 followers, Facebook tells them all you've gone live. Completely different. And I think growth on Facebook is a lot easier for a show like this than it would be on YouTube. But if I were doing a how-to channel or a fix-it channel or something like that, then I think YouTube is the place to go. So I hope that helps a little bit monetarily. I don't know, because I'm not monetized on Facebook, so I don't know what they take. Truck Driver Pookie said, AMA, what's the update on the BOD bennies? I could use one in, beanies. Yeah, so the update is, the two that I sent off for samples were awful, and I declined using those. So now I've got to find a better one. So it's not going to be this month, obviously, with 2 days left. Probably going to be sometime in January. Truck driver Pookie. That's just real talk. Just with the streamathon and then the charity stuff and all that, the beanies got pushed to the back burner for now. So it's still on the radar, and you're still going to get them for free if you're a huge deckhead. I promise you that. Eric Ailman AMA worked you prank call the Josh Ennis show? I think you mean would. No, I would never do that. No, never. Would never do that. No reason to. Francisco Barca AMA. Does Oliver still love you even with all the bullshit he puts up with? My cat Ghost does. Yeah, of course. I'll put him on my little chest and he'll just lay down immediately. It's the best. White Magic, AMA, can I have a show on BiffNet? No. 713 Hooligan, AMA, are there any other parts of your life where random things happen and you say, what the fuck was that? Absolutely. Absolutely. You'd be surprised the amount of shit that happens to me. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story about the time I chased a homeless man through downtown. Long story short, my buddy was with me and he goes, you've always told me stories and I always thought your stories were bullshit. Like, no, this kind of stuff doesn't happen to one person. Like, all this weird stuff doesn't happen to one person. But he goes, now I believe you because we just chased a homeless man through downtown for $5. And I was like, yeah. So it's weird how that happens. But yeah, for weird shit does happen to me a lot. And usually when people are there, they go, okay, I get it now. I didn't think this would happen. You guys stop designing Biff coins. It's not going to happen. All right, do we have any more AMAs? It is 3:57. It doesn't look like it. I think we're out. Okay, Yo, Nick is in the building. AMA, are you guys gaming tonight? You goddamn right, Nicholas. It is Tuesday, which means, I'm glad you said something. I got to put the overlay up. It's Tuesday, which means it's twitch.tv/BarryIsFunny. We are gaming tonight. I will be on. I don't know what we're going to play, but we're going to play something and have some fun. I might actually stream by myself and do Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We'll have to see how it goes. But I'm way behind on the chat, so, because I was answering the AMAs. Here's one more. AR Platinum, AMA, are you ready to sell 100 Biff coins? Design up on the Discord. No, I'm not. This is not a thing. Biff coin is not a thing. You guys, I hate you so much. All right. This is it. This is the end of the show. That's it. I'm glad Nick showed up. Love me some Nicholas. Nick, I hope you're healthy. We need to talk. You Totem. I hadn't heard You Totem in forever. Holy shit. Okay. So there's House with the example. YouTube would take $12, or it would take $8. They took 88 cents out of 20. Not bad. Hey! Thank you guys for being here. Boy, this moonshine hit me. Oh, it tastes like, shit, that's good. Hey, tomorrow I have a special guest. Joining me in hour number 2, Bryson Brown returns to the show. I'm excited about that. He's got a new album he wants to tell you guys about. And we'll just chop it up. I'm going to get his thoughts on Booger McFarland, calling out Dwayne Haskins and African-American players. We'll talk about all that and a lot more from his perspective. Until then, be safe, be kind, and most importantly, don't go to work if you're fucking sick, you stupid sons of bitches. Also love each other. See you tomorrow.